The Whiskey Throttle Show, now available on the Spot Network, an independent, standalone streaming platform, live now on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Google Play, Android TV, most smart TVs, and all phones and tablets. Look for future live shows and specials only available on Spot Network. Download the app today on your favorite device.
What about this Montana race that I kind of had forgotten about it, but then when you said something to me, I'm like, yeah, I remember that.
So this was that trip I was talking about in 98, and so me and Chris Wheeler we borrowed the MotoE trailer. They had like a dual axle enclosed trailer, and he had an F-150, and we loaded that thing to the max. It was me, Chris, and his dog, and we drove all the way to Montana, and our plan was to stay at Ragland's ranch, his parents' ranch, and then go over and do Washougal, and then come back, and then we had another week off, and we went to some state fair in Wyoming or something and did that. And the race, and then the one before Washougal, though, was Great Falls. It had like this invitational. It was a big purse thing. And I reminded you because I showed up, and it said you were going to be there. So me and Chris were like, all right, Ping's going to be here. And so, okay, maybe Chris has got a chance. We're third. And me and Chris had this crazy plan when we did these fair races, like just get first and second, we'll split it. Let's not beat each other up. First and second, we'll split the purse, we'll put on a show, but if one of us goes down and isn't second, then sorry. Basically, we can't do that.
If you're 1-2, you split
right.
the money. Yeah.
So we go to Great Falls, and you showed up, but you just came to do an interview. So you did your interview, and then we saw you, and we said hello and everything, and you shook my hand and like, hey, dude, you should come by and we'll go wakeboarding after. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Well, then we go to the line. I'm like, how many laps is this? And the pro's like 30 plus 2. And I'm like, what? And it's like 110. And he's like, we're doing 30 plus 2. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're doing 250.
No wonder Ping's not riding.
Yeah, and 125. So it's like the first 250 promo, and I'm on my 125. And Chris is, and I'm like, oh my gosh, 30 plus 2. I can't, it was just not. I mean, we were just young kids, and we probably had peanut butter and jelly and maybe a water before, and so wasn't ready for that. And I remember we got out, and then there was just this local kid all day. Like, I was way faster, but he just had the local crowd. He was on me like every moto for 4 motos, 30 plus 2. I had to get
What's
second.
the name? Do you remember?
I can't remember, but
I wonder who that was.
I just remember in the last moto I just had one of the last motos I just was heat exhausted. I was done. I started throwing up, but I couldn't not finish second because the money would have been off. So I'm just getting sick.
Wheeler's not going to split the winnings with you.
Wheeler's gone, so I'm getting sick. I'm seeing double. I'm like, I got to get second. This kid's gaining on me. The crowd's going crazy for him, and I'm like, the last lap I was just like pinning it and running this kid off the road. We finally get all loaded, and Wheeler was a lot better than I was. He was in shape, and I was always hurt, so I was always coming back from something. So, we loaded on. They're like, you want to go to Ping's and go wakeboarding? And I was like, man, I need a hospital or my hotel, And I remember we show up, and the first thing you said is like, why'd you puke? Like, someone had already called you and said I had already been thrown up in the race, and then I just sat on the boat and watched you guys. I could not get in the water. I was so tired.
That's so funny.
So, yeah, that was a good one. And then we went to a Wyoming State Fair race that year, and I remember it had a rubber band start. It was like pro and non-pro, and it was in front of this fair. And the promoter guy was like, how much you guys normally make? And I look at Chris, and he looks at me, I'm like, he's like $5,000 to win? He's like, $5,000? He's like, I'll go talk to the fair and see what we can do. And they came back, and he's like, I got 1,500 together. We're like, yeah, or 15, that's good.
Or 15, that works. Really, 300 is fine.
Yeah. So we were on the start line. This rubber band would go, and same thing. Chris was always faster than me, so I might get a start on him or something. Then we would play around. The crowd would be going crazy, and then at the end of the night, it's like pool hustling. It's like, hey, here's your cut. Here's my cut. And then we'd put cash in the cubby hole of the truck for gas, and then we'd pocket the rest.
Thanks for watching the Whiskey Throttle Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell to get alerts for all the latest content. Follow us on Twitter at W_Throttle_Show and on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at Whiskey Throttle Show.